What is ruined because it became popular? Crypto, early on. It was like buying stocks and drugs and money laundering. You could mine coins on your home gaming computer. You could buy sketchy shit on the dark web. It was used by nerds. It was brilliant. Now it's just a Ponzi scheme funded by the bigger idiot theory. There will always be a bigger idiot to buy your shitcoins. Transaction fees are too high to buy drugs on the dark web. Regulators watch everything. Bitcoin is consuming 1.5 to 2 of the world's electricity. Who actually wants to admit they are profiting from this shit show? It's disgusting. There's a few places I liked hiking to out in the forest, but because of brag posts on Facebook or Instagram, way too many people are going, and a lot of dumb careless types who trash the area. Had some guy with a cell signal dialed 911 because he wandered off trail. Was found by SR about 200 feet from a road that his phone could have shown him if he only knew how to use Google Maps. Wasn't carrying any water and got severely dehydrated, and now hiking further deeper off trail than before, which isn't a bad thing as I'm finding interesting things. I'm tempted, so say camping. Before the pandemic, going camping, taking a motorhome or a caravan to a campgrounds on the coast or near a lake was a fantastic and relatively inexpensive vacation option. During the pandemic, travel was restricted, so everyone it seems decided to try camping. Before COVID, campers were a pretty chill community. Everyone was friendly and helpful. Today, the campgrounds tend to be filled with Karens and their unvaccinated and disciplined children. It's not the same anymore. The song Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga. It was already somewhat popular among fans, although not as popular as the hit singles. And in a broader perspective, certainly not as popular as the hit singles. But was it 2 years ago? The song became really popular, almost to the level of a new single release, and I lost all my enjoyment of it. The song itself is about 13 years old, and was released with the album Born This Way in 2011. Craft beer. I've been a beer guy for years and got into craft beer just before the big beer boom. There seemed to be more variety and fresher dates. I could go to tap rooms and be one of a handful of people in the place. Now, it's all milkshake IPAs, pastry stouts and unfiltered dessert sours, and every taproom is packed to the rafters. I still like beer, so now when I want a tastier beer than Miller Lite, I shop the German section. Amazon, when will we stop giving that billionaire our money when her broke every promise? It doesn't show up in 2 days. Everything isn't cheaper. Now we have to pay not to get commercials. Alexa doesn't know any answers and listens to everything we say. They treat their employees horribly. If we collectively stop paying Amazon, we would be the winners. Instead, we just keep giving JB our money. Lakes. He used to be much quieter. It's nothing but constant $300,000 wake boats blasting ridiculously loud music now. People that have zero ability driving a car, let alone a boat. $2 million plus second homes for the rich. 25 years ago, it used to be 2-bedroom houses or leased mobile homes with middle-class families on the lakefront. I haven't been fishing on the lake I grew up on in years. Poker. It was soft as fuck before the boom. The boom happened and absurd amounts of money washed into the game. Now it's died away again, and the amount of sharks and killers left playing a far shallower pool of players is frightening. Now, there's bots everywhere online taking your money. A hold-end strategy has been mined so well that is basically solved now for anyone willing to study. Real estate used to be that you chose a home and set roots for 50 years as a family. You called it home and didn't pay attention to house value, as you only intended on leaving when you needed assisted care. Now it's all about house flipping, real estate hacks, gouging, HGTV, seeing how many properties you can gobble up, and being obsessed with what property values and rates are doing. Man, I used to go to this hole-in-the-wall Mexican joint by my house. It had my favorite tortas, and I'd go there every weekend with the homies to eat. Some Instagram food influencer posted about it. They blew up. They moved to a new, bigger location and closed a year later. I wish that no one ever found out about it. Their carne asada was the best, and so was their carnitas. Nerd culture. Ever since the Big Bang Theory, You have people yelling Bazinga, wearing pocket protectors, and generally anything else considered nerdy at the time. But then when asked about stuff, they just look at you like, oh, a nerd or something. Basically, people partaking in a culture they don't know about, care about, or care to know about because it's trendy. Yard sales. Ever since a few VTubers started recording them going to yard sales to pick out cheap items and sell it for 20x the price on eBay, why so many others have been trying to repeat it. I've been a lot less interested to go to yard sales because I know I can't find a deal anymore. I miss those cute 50-cent coffee cups I used to collect. The best burger I ever had was at a place in Portland, called Stannich's. It was a dingy sports bar with an open griddle kitchen. You couldn't set the burger down and it was perfect in every way. In 2017, they won the Best Burger in America award from Thrillist. They got overrun and closed. They couldn't keep up and the operation fell apart. The trails I used to walk when I lived further up the mountain. Shitty visitors, tourists trashed the trails and cut stuff down for no reason. People who shouldn't be allowed to own pets bringing their untrained monsters along with them. Sorry, he doesn't like men, children, or other animals. You just suck, and now he sucks by osmosis. Lady. A bit niche, but full moon parties on Thailand's Hodrin beach were hippified but small-scale fun. At the end of the 80s, you had to make an effort to get there by boat. Went back mid-90s, and they had built the road to the beach. And it was just crawling with bar girls and English lads tanked up on Mekong and Red Bull looking for a fight. Darts. Seeing it become bigger is cool, but going to watch it live has just become an excuse to drink. Whenever you go to a darts event now, or watch it on TV, just look at the crowd. The majority of them aren't even watching the game. There are more and more incidents now where a group in the crowd disrupt games by being too drunk. Golf. COVID forced everyone outside, which was awesome. Sadly, many found the game of golf and are ruining it. Now it's everyone with a Bluetooth speaker jamming out. So you hear about 8 different songs playing at once while you chip. Now a 4-hour round takes 5 wonder hours. Prices are soaring. No good tea times. Oxtail used to be so cheap, but thanks to stupid food shows and whatnot, its price has skyrocketed. Growing up, my mom and grandma would throw like 20 of them in a pot and make some of the best sankacha you ever had. But now a small pack of like 5 tiny little pieces cost you like $30. I'm just misremembering, but I'd say Reddit. At least, in my mind there wasn't ever this many. I could Google this or use basic common sense. But I'll just create a post people around back in the day. It just makes Reddit a lot less fun that now it's clogging up all subreddits. Raves. Raving. TikTok social media replaced human interaction and underground music and locations with generic commercial music, alcohol sponsors, and a country concert-like vibe. It's hard to distinguish if people are talking about actual raving or raving. This is a US view. Formula 1. Thai media is doing everything to bring F1 in the US and Middle East, which results in way to many street circuits, and they remove off the calendar European racetracks, like Le Castellet and Hockenheim. Flannel lumberjack shirts. Great. Cheap work shirts for construction. Hipsters got a hold of them. Prices rose exponentially, and that was that. If have to add tattoos though. They used to be cool, few and far between. Then they became fashionable. They lost their mystique. Disney parks. It used to be a place where lower middle-class family could spend a day together. They are so popular now that Disney has understandably raised the prices to the point that going is a serious financial commitment, and the parks are still packed all year. Famous tourist destinations. They were once beautiful little-known spots that would occasionally get some visitors for their rich history. As soon as the floodgates opened up, commercialization hollowed them out. They become busy, dirty ghosts of what they once were. Justin Boots. They were always the cheap alternative to Aria, which makes a much better quality boot but costs more. Now, Justin Boots are trendy, so they are almost as expensive, but still the same cheap quality. People buy them now because they are trend chasers. I was born and raised in the Outer Banks, NC. For some reason in the last 5 years every New Yorker and Californian has flooded our state, bringing their shitty attitudes with them, coming from Silicon Valley and pricing all the locals out. They're a cancer. According to every hardcore Norwegian black metal head and band member. Black metal. If the final product doesn't sound like the music is recorded by an old tape player directly from another old tape player playing a copied version of the music, it's bad. Any restaurant Keith Lee leaves a good review on Jay. No hate to him. I love his videos, but could you imagine never being able to eat at your favorite restaurant? BC now there's a long ass line going out the door. Bro, I just wanted a small order of wings. Sedona is now Disneyland. Look, I don't mind if you like hiking and stuff, but 90% of visitors complain that hiking to a trail is so boring just to get the shot. If you don't like the outdoors, you probably will have more fun than NYC or Miami or something. Bottled water. It was once a simple convenience. But now people I know won't drink perfectly good tap water. The world is littered with plastic bottles and we keep making them by the millions, when it's not even necessary most of the time. Nantucket, MA. Decades ago it was a fun, laid-back place. Now it attracts the most obnoxious, super wealthy people from CT and NY. It's unbearable these days. And one of the most expensive island destinations in the world. That secret beach in the movie The Beach, which starred Leonardo DiCaprio. It became a mess after folks started to go there and eventually they shut all tourism down to it, due to folks ruining the ecosystem, littering, etc.